My name is Brooke Leaf-Wright. What up? So I just spent my weekend at Summer in the City. And it was really cool and I had a really good time. It was lots of fun and it wasn't all amazing, like, not gonna lie. It's kind of awkward going by yourself. I know everybody's like, oh no, it's chill, you can just make friends with people and like in the queues and stuff. But I am not. Like, normally the first time I meet someone, I don't say anything for a good while. And maybe like only the second or third time that I meet them do I actually like speak around them. I did like meet some friends who were young but cool. They were really nice and sweet and they kind of like took me under their wing and like let me hang out with them and let me follow them around and like go in the bumper cars with them and stuff. So day one, the first day, I went to the Creator Day, which was really cool because it was like a lot quieter, I was a lot more chilled. So I went to the Diversity on Instagram panel, and not gonna lie, it was not a good panel, I didn't think. So the three people they had, they didn't seem super comfortable talking, especially to a crowd. They didn't really touch on diversity that much. The one person was a guy who wears makeup and he was talking about that a little bit, and then there was a girl who talked about, she had like an afro and she was talking about the natural hair movement, and then there was this other girl who literally just talked about how she puts flowers on her face, and I was like, well, that's not, how is that like linked to diversity on Instagram? She kept talking about how she thought it was really cool and like different that she was putting actual flowers on her face and incorporating nature and makeup, which is cool, but I didn't go there for a makeup tutorial. I went there to hear about like thoughts about how we can like make Instagram a more diverse place, and that's not what I got. I kind of felt like I got a makeup tutorial. Oh, then I went to a panel on transparency and they were talking about how YouTubers have to disclose whether or not it's an ad, and that was moderated by Lucy Moon, who I think is really great. Yeah, they discussed how they choose which brands to work with, and they talked a little bit about the regulations and their experiences working with brands and how they felt about the regulations and that sort of thing. So that was a really interesting panel, and it was all YouTubers on the panel, so they were a bit more articulate, I found, just because they're obviously used to speaking. Oh, and then I went to a music as an industry panel, and Dirty was on the thing panel, and manager Josh, and I really like Dirty. I got this cute Doggy Waddle shirt. And I met Dodie. She was just walking after the panel. She was just like walking around, and I got to meet her and we got to chat for a little bit. Spontaneous meet and greets are definitely way better than meet and greets that you queue for, because meet and greets that you queue for, you kind of get like 5 seconds, and Lucy Moon actually posted something about how it kind of feels like a conveyor belt, and yeah, it really does when you're in a proper like official meet and greet and you queue for 2 hours and then you get to like literally they're just like, okay, take a photo, get a hug and go. And you're like, oh my gosh, like did I even meet that person? Like I barely remember it. Yeah, and the music panel was interesting, and it was just kind of people talking about the difference between working like independently versus working through a big label versus working through a small label. Saturday was very different because suddenly it was like a lot of people just from nowhere, like compared to Friday, and a lot of really young people. They were like kids. There were really young kids who were about 8 years old and kind of up, but mostly a lot of school-age kids. Like, oh, maybe I'm too old for this event. Maybe I missed them. I mean, there were older people, because I was there more for like Miles and Dodie and just kind of like random YouTubers who don't fall into the lifestyle or the gaming category. The people who follow them are quite young, which I kind of knew, but I did think there'd be more people my age, but there weren't. So yeah, I just felt a bit like maybe I'm too old to be here. Just not a nice feeling when you're only 22. But anyway, oh yeah, and then I met Miles on Saturday, which is part of actually pretty much the whole reason I signed up for Sitsi, was just so that I could meet Miles. I did, and it's really cool. I got a photo from it. It's a bit of a bad photo. Got like weird lines on my neck. So I was in the queue for a really long time, and then they were kind of like, you have to keep it really quick, just take a photo and go. And I was like, so I have a signature and it's really cool, and I met Miles, which is amazing, but I sort of don't actually feel like I met Miles because it was just so quick. But I did meet some other cool people. I met Jamie Dodger on the Friday, and Shaba, and they were so sweet and so nice, and we got to chat a little bit. And I met Jake Feet Magic and the real Alex Bertie, and they were so nice, and Jake said that I was aesthetical, which was great. Aesthetic was very important, I felt, at this event, and you could tell people had put quite a lot of effort into their look. Like, even if people weren't super dressed up or like wearing a full face of makeup or anything, there's definitely a sense of like curated outfits where people are trying to present kind of their ideal selves, which there's nothing wrong with. I did the same thing, and it's quite cool because you kind of get to see how people would dress every day if they had like the energy to put that much effort in every day, and also if people felt more comfortable. I think Sitsi is one of those places where people feel really comfortable to just do their own thing and like be themselves. Sunday I went to the Ethnicity online panel, which was a really good panel. Sadly, not a lot of people went to it. It's not one of those titles that like somebody on the panel said, it's not a sexy title. But it was a very interesting talk, and it was very interesting to hear people's views as ethnic YouTubers and how that affects, and whether or not it affects their careers, because obviously they don't think of themselves necessarily as ethnic YouTubers. They don't make content solely about their ethnicities, you know. Some of them are vloggers or comedy YouTubers, and it all intersects with their ethnicity, and it's noticeable that Sitsi is a very white event, and a lot of the biggest YouTubers are all white people, and that people of colour are just less represented, which happens everywhere, and we need to fix it. And then on Sunday, this is like the highlight of my whole Sitsi. Dodie performed a concert live, and she was just, she was beautiful and lovely and sweet and talented, and it was a really good way to end off Sitsi. Yeah, definitely made a lot of the queuing up and waiting around and all that was worth it just to see Dodie perform live. Yeah, so those are my thoughts from Sitsi. That's kind of what happened. My name is Leaf-Wright. Thank you for watching this video. Comment, like, subscribe, and do all the things. Okay, bye!